This video is intended to describe the components of a Lovelight power pack. I will start with the main component, which is the largest concentration of selenite in a disc format. The importance of the selenite in the construct is to, by itself, naturally actually makes a very powerful purification influence of wind elemental composition in the energy body that clears any stagnancy, but is primarily activating to the 6th, 7th, and beyond chakras to be a key to the higher self. But utilized with other stones, actually works as a agent to harmonize the entire frequency output, as well as amplify and purify at the same time through the entire construct. And since I have this side flipped over, this is a triquetra coin, which was very sacred and utilized by the Celts and Druids of old in magical ritual, and has a deeper historical connotation that could take a long time to describe, so I'm going to get on with the video. So right here, obviously a lot going on, but it all has a singularized goal to make a very powerful Grail resonance central sun broadcasting signature frequency of a heavy concentration of the gold, white, and pink rays are represented here, with a lot more details going into that, which I will get into, and address every crystalline composition requirement to fulfill the video's description. Okay, so I will start off with this main, get a proper angle, pyramid right here, which works as a focusing energy of the rest of the apex, goes right through this pink ray pyramid right here, which takes the excess radial energy and focuses it through this one singularized apex of the pink ray, which of course is associated with the love frequency, which is very, very advantageous to any kind of spiritual pursuit. And I'll get into the rest of the composition here. So I'll start with the main radial band, which actually circulates the excess energy through a closed loop circuit, kind of like an ignition sequence running from hematite to basically ground the excess radial high frequency energy into the apex point back here, for example, to run a centrifugal circuit to ground the excess energy into the 3D plane. With this being rutilated quartz, which works as an accelerator to actually accelerate and capacitate the frequency band as it runs a circuit. So, for example, here's the hematite ignition sequence, very grounding, strong iron composition, accelerated to golden healer quartz, which is a very powerful gold-white light crystalline resonant frequency broadcast, then subcapacitated into the rutilated quartz into kunzite, which is a lovely lithium-based ray pink stone, so it makes a very powerful soothing love vibration. Going into howlite, which is another calcium borate stone of white ray resonance, which makes a very soothing aspect as well. Then into rutilated quartz, back into hematite. So the ignition sequence goes hematite, rutilated quartz to accelerate right here to the golden healer quartz, to the kunzite, to the howlite, then back in the sequence ignition of the hematite. Okay, let's start with the main facing of the device. So right here are the 4 points of scoicite being utilized in what looks to be like a star configuration pattern. There is of course, a very far out intrinsic explanation for why these are in this certain configuration that I will get into, but I'll keep it basic right now with just the composition of the hardware of this device. So on each of the scoicites, there is the 4 spectrums of kyanite easily available to me, concerning black kyanite to bridge all excess energy through the Earth Star, which is the bottom of your feet, and the base. Orange kyanite, which rapidly bridges energy through the sacrum. Green kyanite, which rapidly bridges energy through the heart. And blue kyanite, which rapidly bridges energies through the mind centers. So of course, when you have the full 4 spectrums working in tandem in one closed loop circuit, they make a very powerful transferable energy of this resonance into the 3D realm. And the scoicite by itself is a very fantastic white ray stone of divinity that has a very powerful 6th, 7th activation, as well as a very soothing, inner peace, calming, divine frequency resonance. which by itself works as a very fantastic ego-mind identity inhibitor or electromagnetic interference. It's an acronym I enjoy utilizing quite often because it really does show a aspect of what this stone can accomplish by itself, not to mention with all this hardware backing it. So, moving on. I will start with this guy right here. This is a potassium feldspar-based stone named Sunstone, which is very, very solar in nature and very uplifting and very enlightening. And also, since it has potassium feldspar in its matrix, a very grounding influence to the solar plexus and the sacrum, which makes a very nice lower chakra activation antithesis to the rest of the high frequency output this device produces. And also just a very, very like joyful, sunny disposition stone. So it's very nice and very warm and fun feeling. This right here is golden healer quartz, just like on the centrifugal band itself, to have its own like prominent, it's basically subcapacitor to the rest of the device, to really emphasize that golden white light crystalline nature that is very powerful Christ conscious activator. So of course, when that's wired into a larger apparatus, it makes a very powerful Christ frequency broadcast. Hence the utilization and the goal of this device is for the Lovelight broadcast. This other subcapacitor is actually rutilated quartz to further accelerate and intensify the rest of the broadcast of the device itself, and to be another subcapacitor of a neutral quartz nature with acceleration of rutile in it to hold the program frequency and ambiently neutrally amplify the rest of the broadcast algorithm. This right here is Libyan gold tektite. This was all the rage back in ancient Egypt, particularly used in the finery and power breastplates, the pharaohs of old. So it basically, a fun nickname I give it also is Goldavite, because it is very powerful, like tektite, cosmic, basically fire elemental stone with cosmic storm overtones, and was actually utilized in scarab beetles carved out of larger specimens for the pharaoh's breastplate. So it's a very powerful stone of antiquity that was less known of than its sister moldavite, which is here, which I'll get into in a moment. So this right here is black tektite to further accelerate the entire cosmic output of this device from the Earth star all the way up, a very powerful Kundalini activator in its own right. And getting to the moldavite, this right here is the legendary piece of the green jewel that fell from the sky, moldavite. So I don't feel that requires much more introduction, besides the fact that its powerful cosmic imprintation is quite legendary at this point. And next to that moldavite is a Herkimer diamond faceted bead wrapped to the moldavite to further accelerate, intensify, and purify the cosmic kick that moldavite actually carries through these two sections right here. And this right here is a piece of serpentine nephrite jade from Mount Shasta. Then this right here is a red rock stone from Sedona, from Bell Rock. And I believe that actually covers the composition of this device hardware-wise. But the overall intention of this device as a whole is large to be very much a Holy Grail resonant broadcasting device that has a very impeccable crystalline frequency broadcast nature that is very purified and very resonant with the higher self template, so to speak. And the overall overtones of this device is very much the white ray, the pink ray, here and here, and the gold ray, with a little bit of grounding, of course, to keep it into like tangibility into the third dimensional oscillation. And that basically sums it up. 1,000 blessings, and everybody have a great day.